Today we're looking at more micro apartments in Tokyo, and really, you have no idea what you're in for. This is our first unit. We are in an area called Takadanobaba. And here it is. This unit is an amazing 9 square meters, which is 96 square feet. This apartment is for the monthly rent of 72,000 yen, which is roughly 487 USD. No security deposit, no key money fee, about a 7-minute walk to the closest train station, which would be the Yamanote line, which is extremely convenient. Free internet, 1 gigabit per second. Here is a spot for a washing machine. If you look to the left on the beam, there's a little hook, and there's one on the opposite side too. I am almost certain that it's for a hammock. A question I received recently that I feel is relevant to what we're looking at today is, does cost and size scale? I would say yes and no. Japanese housing can be kind of strange because you can have something very tiny and very expensive, but just down the road you can have the same price but much more spacious. For example, right next door, an extra 20,000 yen, you have a 2-room. One major difference I feel from maybe the US and Japan is that in the US maybe you have a neighborhood and this is where all the expensive places are. Whereas in Japan, you can have an expensive neighborhood, but in little pockets are very affordable housing still. And this is kind of most of Japan. Even where I live, you can have a house that is 300,000 yen a month, and next door is a 30,000 yen a month. Still have a nice bidet toilet, and then we also have a very tiny shower. Definitely let me know what you think of this unit. Would you live here? I'll take you around the neighborhood and let's head to the next apartment. Just so many stairs in Tokyo. And here we are on the main street, not so far from the train station. And let's skip over to the next apartment. Here we are. This apartment is slightly larger than the first one, coming in at 10 square meter, which is 107 square feet. But I think I prefer the first one, and you'll see why. This apartment is a tight squeeze. I'm 165 centimeter. I think anyone larger than me will have a really tough time here. And let me show you what I mean, especially with this little hallway here. I'm shoulder to shoulder. Some of my friends who are slightly larger than me would have to shimmy through it. A little bit of floor storage. Today we're all looking at lofts too, by the way. This unit is 62,000 yen a month, which is roughly $420. So it's slightly cheaper. Same thing, no key money, no security deposit. Here is where you'll have a mini fridge. And right there is your shower. You even still have a space for the washing machine. The closest train station is 7 minutes, Higashi Ikebukuro. So again, like, this isn't an awful area because you're in walking distance to Ikebukuro, but it's a tight fit in here. Let me know, would you live here, and What do you think of it? Let's see the neighborhood and go to the next one. So you do have to be okay with living next to a cemetery. It's kind of interesting. The kanji here kind of literally mean like spirit park. Over there's the second cemetery. They're very, very large cemeteries, by the way. Here we have some loop scooters, quite convenient going through the city, but make sure you follow the street rules, which has been an issue of people not doing that. These little shrines in, the neighborhoods is a very common sight here in Japan. As you can tell, it's a much more noisy area, but plenty of shopping. Everything you need is basically here. This was the first time I rode a tram here in Tokyo, so that's an option too. But yeah, I'm gonna get a coffee and let's go to the next one after. And here we are, last but not least. We're now in an area of the city called Akasaka. This is a very nice area. It's very fancy. Like most big cities in Japan, everything it needs in walking distance. Out of the three, this is the most expensive, most definitely because of the neighborhood. It is 83,000 yen, which is roughly 561 USD. Oddly enough, it is also 7 minutes away from the train station. It's later in the day, a lot of natural light would come through there. This unit didn't have some light bulbs installed, so when we look at the loft, then, right here, it's quite dark, but this building's very thick concrete. It's very quiet in here, so I don't think you have to worry at all about your neighbors. Here's the loft. Let me know where you would be sleeping. This unit is also 10 square meter. No key money or security deposit, and free internet. It is important to remember that this is Tokyo. There's a lot of rich people here, so someone could be using this as a separate workspace, or someone lives in a different part of Japan and commutes to Tokyo for their job a couple times a month or something. But yeah, all these units today, they're not the norm. You have to go out your way. For the price, you can find much, much more spacious places. What do you think? And let's end it with a neighborhood walk. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I have some other crazy apartments coming up, and some normal ones too. So stay tuned and see you next time.